Live from the CSI Sports and Recreation Center here on the campus of the College of Staten Island. It is men's basketball here for the Dolphins as they get set for Kuniak action in their regular season finale against their rivals, the Lehmann Lightning. Welcome aboard, everybody, here to CSI Sportsnet. Michael Cohen, along with Mike Babuski, as we bring you all the action here tonight of men's basketball. Well, first of all, folks, before we discuss what's on hand here tonight for the men, the women end up falling in a tough loss today to Lehman earlier this evening by the final score of 79-75, a tough loss for CSI. They did not shoot the ball particularly well, Mike, in that game, did the women, and it ended up costing them, and it cost them the number one seed in the Kuniak tournament.
Yeah, you know, Mike, it was a game that the Dolphins were never able to take the lead in. They were able to come back and tie it, and then, you know, they fell behind at the end of the game once again and, you know, weren't able to get the big basket when they really needed it. They had a couple opportunities in the game to take the lead, and they were never able to do so. And, you know, it was a game that Christina Passatoro was only 10 of 23 from the field in. And, you know, it was a game that the Dolphins turned the ball over 21 times. And, you know, Mike, when it came right down to it, the fact of the matter is that Lehman College was able to score on the inside when they needed to. They're outscoring the Dolphins 44-28 in the paint. They were able to score 17 points off of Dolphin turnovers compared to only 9 for the Dolphins. Mm-hmm. And the Dolphins bench was shut out as head coach Tim Shanahan played the bench a total of 9 minutes and got 0 for 2 production, 0 points and 2 rebounds in that 9 minutes. And, you know, you put all those things together, and it was just a little bit too much for the Dolphins to overcome as they struggled from the three-point line, shooting just 9 of 39, taking way too many three-point shots, Mike, and it was just too much to overcome as the Dolphins stumble into the Kuniak tournament, having lost their final 2 games, lost their hold on first place, and will now drop down into third place and will play beginning in the second round of the Kuniak tournament next Saturday against an opponent to be determined.
And if they were to win that game next Saturday, they more than likely will have to go through both Lehman and Brooklyn College again in the Kuniak tournament if they are to win the entire thing. So that's something that we'll talk about more as we move along the night, and of course moving into next week. Meanwhile, for the men, they don't have to worry about locking anything up here tonight because everything is, well, pretty much locked up. They are 15-0 in the Kuniak. They are going to be the number one seed in the Kuniak tournament. The closest team to them is this Lehmann Lightning team at 10-4. Still, it's going to be a very good challenge here today, Mike, and maybe possibly a preview of a game we might see in the Kuniak tournament a little later on. These are 2 very, very good basketball teams. First of all, for CSI, they have now won 12 in a row, and their last outing against Brooklyn College on the road, an impressive 86-62 win. Frank Schettino had a big day for CSI. He notched his 3rd triple-double of the season, where he had 14 points, 14 assists, and 10 rebounds for CSI. In fact, even the game before that, he came very close to another triple-double as well. The guy has been on an All-American level for a better part of 6 to 7 weeks for the CSI team.
Yeah, you know, Mike, and this CSI Dolphin team looking to go undefeated in Kuniak Conference play. The last time they accomplished that was in the 2013-2014 season, but that was a season, Mike, that ended in heartbreak as the College of Staten Island lost that game in the Kuniak finals by a final score of 87-84 to York College. So the Dolphins, despite going undefeated in conference play and finishing with a 28-3 overall record, never made it into the NCAA tournament. Looking to turn that around here this year, as you mentioned, Mike. They're coming into the game tonight undefeated in Kuniak play with an 18-6 record overall, and looking to finish this Kuniak season 16-0.
The team that they will face today is the Lehmann Lightning, and the Lightning right now lead the Kuniak in scoring offense, averaging 81 points per game. They have 4 players who have scored over 200 points already this year. They are a very deep team, and they are led all the way by Damian Belenemy, who leads this team with 290 points. He averages 13.8 points per game. Very good shooter, shoots 56% from the floor. Not a three-point shooter. He has not attempted one yet, but a very reliable shooter for them. And, of course, they have other players that they can go to as well.
Yeah, and, Mike, this Lightning team has been red hot of late. They're coming into today's game having won 7 in a row, and they're 10-4 in the conference. And, Mike, you might remember last year that the College of Staten Island finished the regular season on the road at Lehman College. They ended up dropping that game against Lehman College and then lost in their opening round, which was the semifinal round of the CUNYAC tournament against Brooklyn College last year. So the Dolphins looking to turn that around here this year. They've already played Lehman College. That was back on December 9th. The Dolphins won that game by a final score of 84-71. It's a game that the Dolphins played well in, were able to come back from a 6-point deficit at halftime. They scored 46 points in the second half and were able to win that game. 4 Dolphins finished in double figures in that game, Mike. Frankie Shatito finishing with 27 points, and then 14 for Kevon Murphy, 15 for Khalid Baum, and 13 for Robert Rossiter, as the Dolphins were able to come back in that game and were able to defeat Lehman College earlier this year.
And speaking of Kevon Murphy, the junior had 27 points and 10 boards in his last game against Brooklyn College. Here's a guy who has really been playing very well. We talk about CSI on the men's side throughout this year. We talk about Frank Shatino for obvious reasons. We talk about Khalid Baum for obvious reasons. And I think in some ways Murphy kind of gets lost in the shuffle. You look at him more as a defensive player, but he has had an outstanding season this year in 16-17.
He really has, Mike. He's second on the team in scoring, averaging just under 14 points a game. He moved into second place in rebounding, averaging over 7 points a game. He's shooting 55% from the field, Mike, which is an extremely good percentage. And he's doing this in playing just 26 minutes a game. So I agree with you, Mike. Kevon Murphy has really come in and done an absolutely great job for the CSI Dolphins here this year.
And again, let's go back over to the Lehman side of things here, and a couple other players to keep an eye on. Andrew Utate, another player who's had an outstanding year, 13.4 points per game, 114 rebounds on the year. Milo Mitchell, another one who has had a very good season. He has averaged 11 points per game. So like I said before, it's not all Belenemy. They can go to a couple other guys out there as well.
Yeah, Mike, the Lightning are always a very deep team, and, they've gotten hot at the right time. If you're going to really pick up your play, you really want to do it here in the second half of the season. And Coach Steven Schulman has really got to be very happy with the way this Lightning team is playing. They're coming on strong to finish the season, and that's what you want to do, is come in as hot as possible. And they're still fighting with CCNY for the second place in the conference, which is huge, Mike, because that gives you that double bye. And on the men's side of the table, Mike, all of these teams are very competitive. You want to avoid playing any of these teams in the conference if you possibly can. So a couple of big games, and we look ahead for the Lehman Lightning. They're going to finish the season against Lehman College this Monday night, and they'll have that big game coming up. And for CCNY, their final game, or they'll play tonight against Hunter College as well, and then they'll look to wrap up the regular season. So a couple of big games remaining before we could see who's going to finish in second place here in the CUNYAC Conference.
It is. Now, of course, for the Dolphins, a loss tonight doesn't necessarily hurt them at all. It just means they finish 15-1 in conference. But what would it mean for CSI to finish 16-0? And would there be some momentum carried over going into the postseason?
Yeah, Mike, it's funny because some coaches like to be undefeated in the regular season and, continue to go on a roll. And some coaches feel, well, if we're undefeated, we're kind of due to lose. And we kind of like to get it out of the way before the regular season ends. Had a chance to talk to Coach Sal Piccarello on the Dolphin staff. And, this is a team, they want to finish undefeated. They're not going to do anything special to finish undefeated. They're going to play the way they've played all season long. They're going to try to come out here and play a good, strong game here tonight and hope, like their previous 15 games, that it's enough for them to extend their unbeaten streak in the regular season to 16.
So we got a great matchup on tap for all you folks back home listening and watching here on CSI Sportsnet between Lehman and CSI. Before we get you the introduction of tonight's two teams, Mike, I want to go to you and get your keys to victory for CSI.
Well, again, it's interesting, Mike, the way the Dolphins have played lately, because their last 3 games, basically, Mike, have been in a time where they had essentially wrapped up the CUNYAC Conference. And it was going to be interesting to see, Mike, how the Dolphins came out and played. And, they were able to beat Medgar Evers, no problem. And then they had 2 games where they had officially clinched an 85-80 win against Hunter College in a game that was pretty close here at the Sports and Recreation Center, and then a nice job really taking care of Brooklyn College, a game that the Dolphins won by 24 points. So it really wasn't that close a contest, especially in the second half. So again, Mike, the Dolphins want to come out. They want to play their game here this afternoon, and I think after the way they finished the regular season last year, losing their last 2 of 3 regular season games before dropping their 1 game in the semifinals against Brooklyn, you'd have to think they want to come out and continue on their roll. They've won 12 in a row, 15 in a row in the conference, and they'd like to make it 13-16 here tonight.
And before we continue getting you ready for this game, let's just keep in mind that tonight is going to be the last home game for a couple of seniors as well in the regular season. Khalid Baum, Frank Schettino, and Vincent DeCunto are all seniors here in this ball club, and all 3 of them have been tremendous athletes on this team and also tremendous in the classroom.
Yeah, and Frankie Schettino's been a 4-year starter with the CSI Dolphin team. He's blew out the record in assists much earlier this year. He's had 3 triple-doubles this year, and he's right up on top in assists in the nation. So, certainly a player the Dolphins are going to miss significantly. But hopefully, Mike, a lot more basketball to be played for the Dolphins here this year.
So we're getting you ready for basketball, folks, in just a matter of moments. We're about a couple minutes away. We'll take a very short break here. We'll come back, and we'll get you ready for basketball lineups and then tip-off right here in your home for everything CSI Dolphins, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com. And we are back here, folks, at the CSI Sports and Recreation Center here on the campus of the College of Staten Island. Dolphins getting set for their final regular season home game of the 2016-17 season against their rivals, Lehman Lightning. As we are getting you ready, we'll get you the lineups in just a moment here. Lehman wearing their royal blue jerseys and uniforms today. The CSI, of course, in their traditional home whites. And turn it over to Mike Babuski to get you the starting lineups of tonight's ball game.
Thanks a lot, Mike. First, we'll give you the visiting Lehman Lightning. The Lightning, as we mentioned, coming into this game with a record having won their last 7 games in a row, 15-8 overall, and 10-4 in the conference. So the lineup for the Lightning: number 15, Milo Mitchell; number 14, Luis Hernandez; number 31, Andrew Utate; number 43, Gene Marshall; and number 45, Damon Bellamy. And, Mike, as we're going to have the senior day ceremonies out on the floor, why don't we turn it over to our MC, announcer, Associate Athletic Director, and Sports Information Director, David Pizzuto.
After a decorated 26 games, averaging just under 10 points and 5 rebounds in a supporting role. Like his game, his role this season has blossomed, and it is not only shown in his stats, which include 13 points and just under 8 rebounds per game, but also in his leadership as a vocal and fiery leader who has been able to push his teammates and do it with enjoyment for the game. Although only here a short time, he will certainly leave a sizable vacancy both on the interior and through his approach to the game, which has gotten CSI to the high level that it currently competes at today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for senior number 1, Milo Mitchell. Ladies and gentlemen, the league is being presented with a commemorative frame, courtesy of CSI Athletics. One more time, let's hear it for Lehman. Ladies and gentlemen, our second senior is a member of the CSI backcourt who has also come to CSI by way of transfer, having spent the last 3 years with the Dolphins and having joined the team a little late this season. Still, he has come to mean a great deal to the team through his dedication and uncompromising play on the court. A selfless leader, he prides himself on defending the perimeter and being selective in his shooting, which includes a career of 47 three-pointers and 40% shooting for his career. He's made 10 career starts and has appeared in 70 games as a consummate six-man with over 250 career points. His coaching staff is quick to point out his tenacity in practice and his ability to come off of the bench in key moments during the game to provide stability and tenacity, and above all, an unparalleled will to win. He is a part of a CSI backcourt that is expected to carry the Dolphins through the remainder of the season that CSI hopes will lead to a lengthy postseason run. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for senior number 24, Ladies and gentlemen, one more round of applause. Number 24, Ladies and gentlemen, our third and final senior obviously needs little introduction. For the last 4 seasons, he has set a roadmap towards unprecedented greatness and a virtual rewrite of the CSI record books. In 2013-14, he started in all 31 CSI games as a freshman and has hardly looked back. He enters tonight as CSI all-time assist leader and needs just 6 more assists to break his own single-season record. A few nights ago at Brooklyn College, he broke the school's all-time steals record, and to date, he is the only player in CSI history to record over 1,000 points, 500 rebounds, and 500 assists, a title that should earn him a ticket to the college's prestigious Hall of Fame one day. He leads the nation this season in assists, free throw attempts, and triple-doubles, having broke or tied school records in the process in single-game assists and points scored. But of course, that tells part of the story. As the team's quarterback in the backcourt, there is hardly a trip up the floor where the ball is not in his hands. And that pressure to lead has magnified his role with the team, one he has adopted so effortlessly. A 5-time CUNYAC Player of the Week and former United States Basketball Writers Player of the Week, opponents know that if they want to stop the Dolphins, they have to stop him. And very few have had that success. It's proof that like most superstars, he is truly finishing his career at the very top of his game. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it from senior number 4.
A stirring ceremony here. Mike Babusky has 3 seniors getting honored here today. Khalid Baum, Vincent DeCunto, and of course, Frank Schettino here for the CSI Dolphins. Michael Cohen, Mike Babusky here with you on home favorite for CSI Dolphins basketball, CSI Sportsnet. Your thoughts?
You know, Mike, it's just amazing how quickly 4 years go by. Players come out on the floor. I can remember Frankie Schettino's first game like it was yesterday. And the thought that he's been here for 4 years already, Mike, and is wrapping up his fourth season as the all-time leading player in CSI, in assists in CSI history, along with all the points, along with all the rebounds. You know, it just goes to show how quickly this goes by and how precious all this playing time is here today. And, you know, in addition to Frankie Schettino, Vinny DeCunto also on it, along with Khalid Baum, and you know, just a really stirring ceremony here on Senior Day. And, you know, like I say, Mike, whether you play 1 year or 2 years or 4 years, it goes by in a blink of an eye, and you really want to enjoy every minute of it. And, you know, as we mentioned a little earlier, hopefully still plenty more basketball left for Frankie Schettino and the other seniors.
I hope so. Dolphins looking for a big postseason run starting in a couple weeks when we get to the Kuniak tournament. But first things first, we finish the regular season tonight right here at the CSI Sports and Recreation Center. And right now the Lehmann Lightning being introduced to the crowd in their royal blue uniforms with gold trim and gold numerals. And I will turn it over again to Mike Babusky for the starting lineup.
Sorry, Mike. We already gave you the Lightning starting lineup. For the Dolphins, it's going to be the usual starting five. Number 1, Khalid Baum. Number 3, Eden Bracic. Number 4, Frankie Schettino. Number 21, Kevon Murphy. And number 31, Robert Rossiter. So, you know, the Dolphins come out red hot, Mike. 12 wins in a row, undefeated in conference play, and looking to go into the conference on a roll. And to go in on that undefeated roll, they're going to need a win against a very tough Lehman College team here this afternoon.
Will be a great test for CSI. These two teams did meet up earlier in the year, and it was a game that CSI did win, of course, and that was at Lehman back on December the 9th. A much different team back then, two different teams back then. CSI won that game 84-71. See how these two teams will match up against each other today. And like I said to you earlier, it could be a preview of a matchup we could see at some point in the Kuniak tournament in a couple of weeks. So we're ready for basketball. I'm ready for basketball. What about you?
Yeah, you know, we're ready, Mike. And, you know, the men trying to continue their red-hot ways. And, you know, for the CSI women's team, Mike, a opportunity to regroup. They'll have 8 games until their next game. But, you know, I'm sure the Dolphins coming into the week felt comfortable. They were going to go right to the Nat Holman Gymnasium.
Yep.
Now they're going to be forced to play in a play-in game. And, you know, Mike, you mentioned it earlier. There's no such thing as an absolute gimme. You got to come out and play well. And, you know, if the Dolphins have to face a CCNY team or a Hunter College team, they could find themselves having some difficulty, though I believe Hunter's already clinched the number 4 seed, so the Dolphins will not face them in their play-in game. So it's going to be the Lightning against the Dolphins here once again. And, you know, Mike, we mentioned earlier that the Dolphins finished out the regular season last year against the Lightning, dropped their second out of 3 games, and then could not regain their pace in the semifinals of the Kuniak tournament as they dropped to Brooklyn College, looking to avoid that here tonight by continuing their red-hot play.
So we already told you about the uniform combination for Lehman. They are on the court, CSI in the traditional home whites with the black trim, the powder blue numerals, and the word Dolphins on the front of the jersey in powder blue. Kuniak logo on the back of the CSI jersey, and we are ready for the tip-off in just a few moments. Khalid Baum, I would imagine, would be the one to do the honors, or it could be Kevon Murphy. I've seen both of them do it at different points this year. Right now, Baum is a little bit busy high-fiving everybody at the scores table, but we will be about to begin in just a couple of seconds here.
Frankie Schettino, second in the nation with 9.3 assists a game, and leads the nation in total assists with 223 points. So Dolphins looking for more big distribution out of Schettino here tonight.
Jean Martial for Lehman, as well as Kevon Murphy, they will do the tip-off, and they will go the arrow towards Lehman as Belenomy wins the tip-off. And he'll pass it off to Milo Mitchell, the point guard. Mitchell wearing number 15, the junior guard. Matched up here against Frank Schettino. Passes it off up top. Now the shot, one-handed shot on the layup for Andrew Utate, and a 2-0 lead for the Lightning.
Good start for the Lightning as they get their first basket of the game.
Schettino at the point, setting things up here for CSI. He'll pass it off, bounce pass over to Bracic, who goes inside of Murphy, works his way inside, puts it up and in for 2, and we're tied up.
Yeah, we mentioned Javon Murphy during the pregame show, averaging just under 14 points in just under 26 minutes a game.
Right now will be Mitchell, working just outside the top of the key. Now passes it off, down low. Now they go inside, bounce pass, this time to Bellenemy. Bellenemy puts it up, and it's no good. Rebound by the CSI and for the Dolphins, as coming out with it was. And now Roster taking a pass from Schettino. Schettino looking inside here to Murphy. Murphy spins around and puts it in, working against Martial. And he's able to put it in for 2 and give the Dolphins the lead. 4 points already for Kevion Murphy.
And Schettino picks up his first assist of the night.
Malik Baum was the one who had the defensive rebound for CSI in the last possession. And right now will be a foul called. Looked to me as if it was a bit of a travel, but that was not called at all. Will remain a Lightning possession here.
Yeah, that time Utate, Mike, took the ball to the basket. Rossiter fended him off with the forearm and got called for the personal foul.
Lightning inbounding underneath the hoop. As taking it will be Utate. Utate passes it off here to the point guard, and Mitchell takes the three-point shot in the corner. No good. Rebound here for Schettino. Quickly bringing it down court. Goes behind the back on the dribble. Now working his way inside, but a foul called first. And it will be against Lehman College, and CSI will rebound.
Yeah, and you know, well, that's one thing that Frankie Schettino does, Mike. He draws a lot of personal fouls. He's gone to the free throw line 217 times. That's more than a third of the total for the Dolphins.
Schettino working his way inside. Tries to pass it inside of Baum, but getting his hand up in the way was Bellenemy, and he tips it away and out of bounds. Good job by the freshman.
It was a good job defensively, Mike. The Dolphins maintained possession with 18 to shoot.
18 minutes and 7 seconds in this ball game as we're just underway here in the first half. 14 on the shot clock. Schettino and Bracic passing it off back and forth. Now to Murphy. Going over to Roster. Roster working his way inside. Jump shot, it's good. And it's 6-2 Dolphins.
Yeah, Roster has picked up his offensive play of late. He gets his first basket on his first shot of the night.
6-2 CSI, they lead. Just a little under 2.5 to go, a little over 2.5 to go into this first half, I should say. Right now, be Bellenemy passing it off this time to Utate. Utate with a long three-pointer, no good. Rebound here for Lehman, and it somehow ends up being Bellenemy. It ends up being Martial who comes in, takes the pass from Mitchell, goes up top, but it's going to be good for 2. And it's now 6-4. Schettino.
Yeah, sorry, Mike. That time the Dolphins didn't do a good job rebounding the basketball.
Schettino passing it off to Bracic. He tried to go inside a Roster, but it went off his hands and out of bounds. A turnover for CSI. Their first turnover of the day. First turnover by either team so far. And right now Mitchell bringing it down court. Hands it off this time to, going up top, looked like it was number 24, Luis Hernandez. First time we get a chance to say his name. And a foul called. And it will be a foul against the Dolphins, and it will be against Bracic. And going to the line to shoot 2 will be Luis Hernandez.
Yeah, Bracic picks up the first personal as Hernandez, who's shooting 78%, goes to the line for the Lightning.
Really good free-throw shooter for this ball club for Lehman. And he'll drain the first. That didn't even touch the net.
Lightning coming in shooting 69% from the free throw line as a team.
6-5, and a free throw here will tie this game up at 6 with just under 17 minutes to go here in this first half. And we are now tied as Murphy inbounds it over to Schettino. Schettino bringing it down court to set up this offense for CSI. Goes over to Bracic. Bracic back over to Schettino. Gets the trying to set up the screen here with Baum. Baum takes the pass inside, kicks it back out to Schettino. Schettino, stutter step, takes the shot, three-point shot, And it's no good, and Lehman will take the rebound. Mitchell coming back down court. Passes it off quickly. It'll be Hernandez. Hernandez spinning around inside, kicks it back into the corner. And right now will be Marcial. Has to pitch it back off to Mitchell. Mitchell working inside. Nice little behind bounce pass. But still no good on the shot anyway by Hernandez. Dolphins get the rebound. Good job defensively by CSI. Bracic, a long shot. No good. Rebound here for Lehman College, and Hernandez comes up with it. Hernandez quickly coming down court. Passes it off inside. Wide open inside, but the Dolphins close the hole very quickly. They get the block, and then they get the ball. Going coast to coast, Schettino puts it up and in, and the Dolphins lead 8-6.
Nice play that time by Schettino. He gets his first points of the night.
Another turnover by Lehman. Baum comes up with it and dishes it off to Schettino. Schettino working inside. Somehow it does not even travel at all. I don't know how he did that. Able to get the shut off and makes it 10-6.
So Schettino's hit 2 out of his first 3 shots. He has 4 points.
Milo Mitchell working inside. Has the ball stolen away. Rossiter has it. He's got numbers. He'll try to take the shot himself. It bounces off the rim. No good. And the Lightning will come up with it. He had Schettino on a pass, but he didn't even pass it to him. Ends up turning into points there for Lightning as finishing it off. On the other end is Marcial.
Yeah, 4-point swing there, Mike, as Rossiter misses the shot, and the Lightning come back with a layup of their own.
14:56 to go here in the first half. 18 on the shot clock. Schettino works his way inside, kicks it back outside Bracic. 3-point shot, yes, sir! And it's now 13-8.
Yeah, and Bracic has been playing better of late, Mike, and when Bracic hits the outside shot, that really opens things up for the Dolphin offense.
5-point lead for CSI, their largest leads thus far. And the ball goes out of bounds, and they will say it will remain Lightning basketball. They're saying that Schettino was the last to touch it. Frank doesn't like the call.
Yeah, Frankie thought he might have not been able to knock it off of Marcial. Instead, it'll be Lightning basketball, 28 to shoot.
CSI, as I said, with their largest lead thus far. Hernandez was hoping for the screen block, didn't get it. Instead, they'll work their way inside eventually as the pass is going to end up in Marcial's hands, but then bounces around and ends up in the Dolphins' hands. Initially ended up in Murphy's hands, then went to Schettino. Schettino went all the way down to court and drew the blocking foul as he will more than likely go to the line as he got banged out of bounds.
Yeah, Schettino will go to the free throw line. The first free throw attempts for the Dolphins here tonight. Schettino, who leads the team in scoring with just under 18 points a game, shooting 65% from the free throw line.
And that's a huge improvement from where he was earlier in the year, Mike, because there was a point this year where he was just around 50% at the free throw line. Hits the first, it's now 14-8.
Yeah, and you know, that's something the Dolphins really need, Mike. Since the ball is in his hands all the time, you really need Schettino to hit free throws down the stretch of close games.
Dolphins with a 6-point lead. Schettino 1 for 1 at the free throw line. Make that 2 for 2. And the percentages just keep on going up and up and up.
Yeah, Dolphins now, Mike, on a 5-0 and 11-2 run.
Mitchell. Bounce pass inside, this time down low to Utate. Utate goes off to Marcial. Now back to Hernandez in the corner. Now they work inside underneath to Juan Carlos Guzman Nieves. And he's the one who travels, does Nieves, and it will turn it back over.
Yeah, he took a couple of steps on that play, Mike, and got called for the traveling violation as the Lightning have now turned the ball over, I believe, 3 times here in this first half.
Juan Carlos Guzman Nieves from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. 13:38 to go and 18 on the shot clock. Tecunto now checks in as he hands it off this time to Bracic. Bracic goes back to Tecunto. Tecunto trying to reset the offense here for CSI. Ends up losing the basketball as he tried to pass it off to Jade Spencer inside. And Lehman coming back the other way. Pass is deflected. Last to touch, it looked like it was CSI. Might have been Bracic.
Yeah, it was, Mike, as Bracic knocked it out of bounds, and Jade Spencer also checked into the game for the Dolphins.
Lehman with the basketball here, as right now up with the possession here is John Brenz. As the junior guard, he now checks in for the first time. Passes it off this time to Luis Hernandez. Hernandez thought about three, decided to bet on it. Instead dishes it off this time to Utate. Utate takes the long jump shot, no good. Bounces off the rim. Rebound here for Hernandez, who puts it back in for two on a jump shot. He has 4 points. It's 15-10.
Yeah, second chance points there for the Lightning to keep in touch with the Dolphins and make it a 5-point game.
Schettino, jump shot from the free throw line, and it's good. That was a beautiful shot by Schettino falling down. 7-point lead for CSI now. 8 points now for Schettino. Now guarding here, and he's able to draw a errant shot, this time by Brenz. Schettino dishes it off back to DeCunto. Thought better of it, goes back to Schettino. Bam was open, but Schettino going upstairs for the shot, and he instead will draw the foul. 21 on the shot clock, and they will reset the shot clock now. Foul is going to be on number 43, and that is John Marcial.
Yeah, and that'll be a shooting foul, Mike, so Schettino will go back to the free throw line for the second time here this afternoon. He already has 8 points for the Dolphins.
Schettino, he'll bank his third free throw of the day. He's 3 for 3 at the charity stripe. So he'll go for the back end of the one-on-one and one. 18-10 CSI, and Schettino already a point away from double digits. Here's the guy who's had 3 triple-doubles this year. Has had a tremendous season, especially in the second half. Well, there's your 10 points now. 19-10 CSI in front. Quickly down court is Marcial. He puts it in for 2. Took the pass and the assist from Nieves. Dolphins quickly going back the other way, but picking it off on the turnover by Schettino is Nieves. Nieves working inside this time with Brenz, but the Lehman Lightning turn it back over to the Dolphins. So a little sloppiness in those 2 possessions by both teams.
Yeah, you know, Mike, that time I thought Lehman got a little bit too fancy. They had an opportunity to lay the ball in. Instead, you got to give them credit for trying to make the extra pass, but instead they turned the ball over for the 3rd time this afternoon.
Dolphins leading the Lightning 19-12 with 11:50 to go here in the first half. Schettino going outside to Bracic for 3. Why not? And Eden Bracic, he is now 2 for 2 from downtown for CSI. He has 6 points.
Yeah, and the Dolphins open the lead up to 10, 6 of those by Bracic on 2 of 2 from the 3-point line.
Working his way inside, and that should be an offensive violation, and it is. An offensive foul on Utate as he pushed up as he was trying to go up for the shot, and the Dolphins will get the ball back.
Yeah, Vinny DeCunto, one of the players on it at senior night here at the Sports and Recreation Center, got freight trained by the much larger Andrew Utate and picked up the offensive foul.
Schettino working here against Mitchell. Mitchell now back in here for Lehman. Schettino now double teamed. Somehow works around it, still gets the ball out to Bracic for 3. Oh, it just missed, hit the rim. DeCunto gets the rebound, a new 30 here for CSI. 11 minutes to go here in the first half. Schettino works his way inside, and he's able to get the shot off. And it's good for 2, 24-12 CSI. They double him up.
Schettino with 12 points on 4 of 5 shooting from the field and 4 of 4 from the free throw line.
Utate dished it off to Mitchell. Mitchell's 3-pointer is no good. Schettino quickly throwing it down court. Quarterback pass down court to Murphy, but he's unable to get possession. Last touch was Lehman. Timeout's called. It's a full timeout, so we will take a quick break here on your home for everything CSI Dolphins. You're listening to your voice for CSI Sports. CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com. And we are back here, folks, on your home on CSI Sportsnet. Dolphins on top by 12, 24-12 over Lehman. Great start for Frank Schettino. He's got 12 points already here, Mike. 4-4 from the free throw line. Also, Ian Bracic, 2 big three-pointers. He has 6. Dolphins up 24-12.
Yeah, the Lightning just 5 of 15 from the field, 33%, including 0 for 4 from the three-point line. The Dolphins red hot, 9 of 13 from the field, that's 69%, and 2 of 3 from the three-point line.
Dolphins will inbound underneath the hoop. Bracic to inbound, pass it off to DeCunto. DeCunto looking for a man. He passes it off this time to Taylor. Christian Taylor checking in for the first time today for CSI, wearing number 23. Whoa, Frank Schettino very close to stepping on the midcourt line. That would have been a backcourt violation. Very lucky that he didn't. Ball ends up being loose on the court anyway. Goes out of bounds, and the Dolphins will turn it over back towards Lehman.
Yeah, so the Dolphins will turn the ball over. That's going to be their 4th turnover here in this first half.
Mitchell first to touch it here for Lehman. Sets up this offense here for the Lightning. They'll spread them out. Utate going inside, and it goes inside to Marcial. Tries to put up the shot, but gets blocked there nicely by Murphy. And it looks like it will be the Dolphins who will get the basketball right back as DeCunto will inbound here for CSI. That will also be a foul called, excuse me.
Yeah, that'll be a foul on Bellamy, Mike. That'll be his first and the 15th foul on the Lightning.
Bellamy, no points. He has been the leading scorer all year for this Lightning team. Silence so far. Taylor. And Dolphins up now 26-12.
Doubles all 3 of his shots.
Mitchell himself at all in the corner. The 6th turnover is for Lehman so far in this first half. Only 4 for the Dolphins in the turnover department.
Yeah, so the Lightning turn it over, Mike, as you mentioned, for the 6th time, and that'll give the Dolphins possession of the basketball with an opportunity to build on their 14-point lead.
9:30 to go here in the first half. 26-12, CSI in front. Schettino. Spencer tried to pass it off inside, had it picked off instead by Marcial. Marcial going over to Bellamy. Bellamy back now. The Lightning will work it around the court. Mitchell goes back inside underneath, and a bounce pass this time to Marcial, who finishes it off for 2. Nicely done. And drawn up nicely there by Lehman. Tipped around and picked off by Lehman. And another turnover by CSI. Back-to-back turnovers for the Dolphins. Utate going to Marcial. Marcial steps and shoots. Rims in and out. And the Dolphins will get the ball back here on the rebound by Schettino.
Yeah, nice opportunity that time for the Lightning to try to cut it to a 10-point game, but they can't convert.
Schettino bringing it to the hoop. Misses the shot. Spencer the rebound. He'll miss that one. Rebound by Mitchell and Lehman. Mitchell giving off to Edwin Pascal. Pasquale, a senior guard out of the Bronx, works his way inside, and just a little handoff to Bellamy, who gets his first points of the day. He has 2. It's now 26-16. It's now a 10-point game, Mike, with 8:14 to go before halftime.
A couple of nice possessions by Lehman, making that extra pass inside and getting a couple of uncontested layups to make it a 10-point game.
Murphy works his way off of Marcial, tries to bounce it inside to Spencer. Instead, he finds Bellamy. Bellamy handing it off to Mitchell. Mitchell going coast to coast and works through both Schettino and Murphy to get the points. And now the Lightning, Mike, are on a nice 6-0 run. Another miss by CSI as they have gone cold here offensively.
Yeah, the Dolphins turned the ball over 3 times in a row, Mike, and then a terrible shot by Schettino, and the Lightning have a chance to make it a 6-point game.
7:34 to go and counting. Pasquale working against Christian Taylor. Pass it off to Utate for 3. Utate just has been off on the 3-point shots. He hasn't hit one yet. And really this entire team has been off as far as Lehman is concerned from the 3-point shots. They're 0 for 5. Timeout is called. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. Mike, your thoughts so far as the Dolphins have been a little bit cold here of late?
Well, you know, Mike, they started getting a little bit careless with the basketball. As we mentioned, they turned the ball over 3 consecutive times, and then on their 4th possession, Schettino really rushed up a shot that missed by a mile, and now head coach Tony Petosa has seen enough that he didn't like, so he's going to take a full timeout and talk it over with this CSI Dolphin team. And, Mike, the Dolphins came out. They were shooting red hot from the field. They had their shooting percentage up around 70%. Meanwhile, the Lightning hit just 5 of their first 15 shots. But since then, the Lightning have gone 3 of 6, have taken advantage of a few Dolphin turnovers, and have been able to work themselves right back into an 8-point game.
Dolphins so far hitting 10 out of 17, 58% from the field so far compared to Lehman's 38%. Lehman 0 for 5 from downtown. That has hurt them so far in this first half as they are down 8 points right now, 26-18. Also, you take a look at the foul situation. Not bad at all for CSI, as no one on the floor right now has had a foul, but you take a look at Lehman, and you see that Utate already has 2 fouls on his own slate. So some foul trouble for Lehman as well here in the first half.
Other conference action tonight, CCNY will be at Hunter College, a big game for CCNY as they look to maintain pace with Lehman, as both teams have 4 losses heading into tonight's game.
Schettino takes the inbounds as he will bark out the signals to this offense and reset it. Stephen Flagg, wearing number 12, checks in here for CSI. Christian Taylor takes the pass from Murphy. Looking inside for Baum, who goes upstairs and says thank you. Puts in 2.
Beautiful pass that time by Taylor to Baum, who lays it up and in and breaks that Lightning run.
Milo Mitchell just hands it off this time to number 25, and that's Astrid Franciski, as Lehman loses possession, and that will be Schettino coming out with it. Goes out to Flagg. Now Flagg back out to Schettino. Schettino directing Flagg over to the left side of the court. Baum comes upstairs, top of the key, works inside on the pass inside. Dolphins setting up the screen, but Murphy ends up getting banged out of bounds. Looks like a foul will be called, and will be called on Lehman.
Yeah, it will be, Mike, and that's going to be number 25, Astrid Krasicki, as he picks up his first personal. Taylor
works his way to Schettino. Schettino hasn't had a chance to really rest at all here. He's been out there for the entire first half. Works his way to Baum. Baum says, again, goes upstairs and gets 2 easy points. He has accounted for the last 2 buckets for CSI. Mitchell the other way, going upstairs, draws the foul against Baum. And that'll be Baum's first foul, and that'll only be the 3rd foul of the day against the Dolphins.
That beautiful pass by Schettino to Baum for the uncontested layup. Schettino's 5th assist here in the first half.
Going to the line now is Mitchell. Mitchell on the year. Been a very good free-throw shooter, 79%. Hits the first. Now with 3 points on the day. 30-19, CSI leading the Lightning. 6:02 to go here before halftime. We do know there's no score book. We don't have the score book available, so we do apologize for that. So we'll give you the scores throughout as we go through things here. But it is 30 to 20. CSI Dolphins leading the Lehman Lightning. Stephen Flagg works inside. Bounce pass to Baum, who spins around a couple of times, gets the shot off and drains it for 2 more.
Good physical basket that time by Baum. He was bounced around a couple of times, stayed with it. He's 3 of 3 from the floor, and he has 6.
32-20. Dolphins in front now by 12. Mitchell working around the top of the key. Passes it off this time to Breens. Or rather, Pasquale, I should say. Pasquale dribbling down court, ends up losing the ball to Baum, who steals it away for the Dolphins. And battle for the ball underneath the hoop. This will be a jump ball, obviously. It'll remain possession CSI.
And that was a good job by the Dolphins to come away with the steal, but they tried to force the ball inside, able to get the jump ball possession, and they will maintain possession with 24 seconds to shoot, 5:09 remaining in the first half, and the Dolphins leading by a score of 32-20.
Schettino inbound. Taylor taking the shot, off-balance shot. It'll hit the rim, no good. Rebound here for Lehman and for Vince Young. Vince Young handed it off to Milo Mitchell. Mitchell dishes it back off here to Nieves. Nieves back over to Pasquale. Pasquale nearly had it lost, taken away by Taylor gets the shot off anyway. Whistle blew first, so I don't think that will count. Oh, will count.
Yeah, that time Mike Taylor nearly came away with the ball, and it was able to come up with by Pasquale. He was able to draw the foul, hit the shot, and the Lightning have an opportunity to cut this Dolphin lead down to 9.
Pasquale, a 90% free throw shooter during the regular season so far. Again, not too many opportunities, but he's been very good from the free throw line. Hits this one. It's now 32-23. Pasquale now with 3 points. Schettino working his way inside, bounces off a couple of defenders and loses possession. Nieves comes out with it. Backwards bounce pass over to Pasquale, works his way inside, ends up bouncing it back towards Nieves. Now back outside to Hernandez, takes the three-point shot, no good. Rebound by Mitchell. Passes it up back to Hernandez, takes the shot, no good, and a couple of shots as well. Nice rebound there for Lehman, but it'll go the other way.
Yeah, it'll be an offensive foul, Mike, called on the Lightning, as it's going to be called on Guzman Nieves. That's going to be the 7th team foul for the Lightning, so that's going to lead to free throws here, as the Lightning doing a nice job, Mike. They've been down double digits a couple of times, cut the lead down to 9, had an opportunity there, couldn't convert, and now it'll be Khalid Baum to go to the free throw line with a big 1-and-1 opportunity.
Khalid, a 73% free throw shooter this year for his first 3 throws of the day. And he'll hit his first.
Baum now has 7 points. He hasn't missed. 3 of 3 from the field, 1 of 1 from the free throw line.
Dolphins are perfect from the free throw line as a team, now 5 for 5. And they will remain perfect. A couple of free throw shots for Khalid Baum. He now has 8 points, 34-23. Dolphins now up 11. John Breens passes it off here to Nieves. Nieves back over to Hernandez. Back to Nieves, now back over, this time to Pasquale. Steps forwards, now steps back, takes the shot, and it'll be no good. Rebound here for Murphy and the Dolphins. Dishes it off to Schettino, double teamed, works his way through. Nice no-look pass over to Baum, and he's able to finish it off. He now has 10.
Baum has 10, Schettino with 6 assists.
Dolphins now up by 13. Nieves now working here against Murphy. Nieves working inside as he will draw the foul as he tries to make his way up top.
Boy, I thought he might have gotten away with a travel, Mike, before the foul, but instead the foul is going to get called on the Dolphins, as Murphy will pick up his first foul of the night, 15th foul for the Dolphins.
And Nieves misses that. Nieves, not too many opportunities, only 5 out of 8 from the free throw line this year. Now make it 5 out of 9. Makes it 1 out of 2 here. It's now a 36-24 lead for CSI. 3:30 to go before halftime. Dolphins up by 12. Schettino bringing it up court here for CSI. Robert Rossiter checks back in here for CSI. Schettino takes the shot, and I believe he did draw the foul.
He did, Mike. Schettino looking to score a little bit more for the Dolphins tonight than he did Tuesday at Brooklyn, having a very good game so far. He's got 12 points and an opportunity to put up 2 more.
Dolphins have hit at 63% from the field here, Mike. 66% from downtown, and have been perfect from the charity stripe. That is going to equal success no matter who you play.
Yeah, you know, those are good, strong offensive numbers for the Dolphins so far here in the first half.
And for the first time, the Dolphins miss a free throw, as we're giving them all the praise in the world.
You did, Mike, and then Schettino has a free throw violation, so it'll be Lightning basketball.
So Lightning with the basketball, down 13, 37-24. Just a little over 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Hernandez dishes it back off to Marcial. Now going back over to Breens. Breens working his way inside. Bounce pass back over to Hernandez. And a shot no good. Rebound here for Baum. Baum dishes it back off to Bracic. Bracic cross-court pass to Murphy. Puts it up for 2 and count it.
Beautiful assist that time for Bracic as the Dolphins open up their biggest lead of the game. It's 15.
8 points for Murphy now. 39-24 Dolphins in front. Marcial working here against Baum. Pass it off here to Breen's. Little behind the back dribble by Breen's. Pass it off to Hernandez. Hernandez taking the shot off balance. It will count, but a foul is called.
Boy, I think that
wow.
I thought that was 2 times in a row, Mike. I thought that was clearly a traveling violation on Hernandez before he put up the shot. Instead, it'll be another opportunity for a 3-point play. Nice play by Hernandez to take the ball strong to the basket. He has 6, and he looks to complete the 3-point play.
And it will be the second foul on Bracic, who will check out. DeCunto comes in for him. Hernandez finishes off the 3-point play. It's now a 12-point lead for CSI. 39-27, 2:30 to go. Schettino sets the offense, goes over to DeCunto. DeCunto working his way around the top of the arc right now. Passes it back out to Schettino near midcourt. Schettino directing DeCunto back into the corner. Needs a block from Baum. He gets it. Baum gets off the block. Now Schettino takes the 3-point shot and drains it. Another big 3-pointer for the Dolphins, and this time the first for Frankie Schettino.
16 points for Schettino to lead all scorers.
Yeah. Rebound here for CSI, and the missed shot there by Belenemy, who's had a really quiet day, only 2 points today. Dolphins coming back in transition the other way, but a foul is called on Lehman.
So Schettino will go back to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1 here. It'll be the 9th foul on the Lightning, as that foul will be called on John Brenz, and that will be his first, the team's 9th.
Schettino to the line once again. He has had a busy night at the line so far. Now make that 5 out of 7.
He's missed his last 2, Mike.
Including one that was a free throw violation a little earlier. Right now will be Breen's working his way inside against Baum. Passes it off inside. It was to Belenemy. Belenemy shot's no good. Rebound for the Dolphins. DeCunto passes it off across to Roster. Long 3-point shot. Actually, it might have been inside a little bit of a 2-point shot. Regardless, it's no good. Rebound here for Lehman. Quickly going down court and trying to put up the shot was Marcial, but Roster comes down with the rebound for the Dolphins. 1:16 to go. Folks, here before halftime, Dolphins on top 42-27.
Nice back-to-back rebounds by Rossiter on the defensive end for the Dolphins.
Schettino pulling up the signals. Gets the screen. Now kicks it back outside. Schettino looking for an open man. Roster open 3-pointer as the clock was ticking down the shot clock, but it's going to be no good. Rebound for Lehman. And a quick off-balance shot by Hernandez, no good. Baum kicked it out. Ended up kicking it back out to Utate, and a new shot clock, a new possession here for Lehman. Breen's will just let that clock tick down as much as he can here, but their team is down 42-27. I don't know how much you want to take the clock down here, especially with 13 on the shot clock. And a 3-point shot is going to be good, so ends up working out anyway, as the 3-pointer is good for Marcial.
Yeah, that's a big basket that time for the Lightning to cut the Dolphin lead down to 12. Shot clock is off with 10 seconds.
Schettino holding for the last shot, most likely. 5 seconds in this first half. Takes an off-balance 3. Oh, that almost went in. And that will end the first half. Can you imagine if that went in? Wow, 42-30. CSI with the lead as we go into the break. Dolphins shot very well. Mike, very quick thoughts before we go into the half.
Yeah, you know, the Dolphins red hot from the field, shooting 59% on 16 of 27 shooting, 3 of 6 from the 3-point line, 7 of 9 from the free throw line. They've led by as many as 15 points and going with a 12-point lead at halftime.
Dominant first half for the Dolphins. We'll be back a little bit later here on the halftime show. Dolphins up 42-30. Your voice for CSI Dolphins basketball, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com. And we are back here, folks, at the CSI Sports and Recreation Center here on the campus of the College of Staten Island. We got a few minutes left before we resume the second half here as the Dolphins lead the Lehmann Lightning 42-30. A dominant first half for CSI as they shot 59%, but for a big part of that first half, Michael Bebuski, the Dolphins were shooting well over 60% from the field. They were having a great day shooting. Lehman has, after hanging around early, they have really struggled in shooting. They've also turned the ball over, turned it over 7 times. CSI's turned it over 8 times, but also struggling on the glass and also struggling in the fouls. They've had 9 fouls, including 2 players with 2 personal fouls in that first half for Lehman. CSI, that was done the job.
Yeah, Mike, they really have. The Dolphins came out. They played very well offensively from the beginning. They got good production inside from both Kevon Murphy and Khalid Baum, and Frankie Shatito has led all scorers with 16 points. So a good start by the Dolphins. They've led in this first half by as many as 15 points, and they go into halftime with a 12-point lead.
So CSI with a 12-point lead. Meanwhile, we do have some out-of-town scoreboard action for you. CCNY took on Hunter today in men's basketball, and CCNY took care of business 67-66. That is big news, obviously, because that would mean CCNY would move into the 2 seed and could end up with the 2 seed if Lehman were to lose here tonight.
Well, those teams each have one more game remaining, Mike. For CCNY, they will play against Medgar Evers on Monday night, and that game will be at the Nat Holman Gymnasium. Lehman College will finish the regular season up against Hunter College, but CCNY has won their game here tonight. They have 1 game remaining. They're 11-4. The Lightning are 10-4, so they're currently even in losses pending the result of tonight's game. And then Staten Island, regardless of the outcome of tonight's game, will finish with the number 1 seed. We should also mention, Mike, on the women's side, Brooklyn College was going against a overmatched John Jay club on the road. The Dolphins' only chance of finishing in the top 2 would have been a loss by Brooklyn to John Jay. That did not happen as John Jay goes on to a comfortable win. No surprise there, Mike, this afternoon.
No, Brooklyn took care of John Jay today, 77-38. So that's going to be the case for the women's basketball side of things, as the Dolphins will be the number 3 seed on the women's bracket, as it will be Lehman and Brooklyn on the top of things there in the women's bracket. So it'll be tough for the Lady Dolphins, as they'll more than likely have to go through both Lehman and Brooklyn to win a possible championship.
Yeah, I would say the odds are pretty good, Mike, that in fact will be the case. I'm not sure how the tie is going to be broken, though. When I saw Coach Harrison from the Lightning, he seemed to feel that the Lightning might end up with the number 1 seed here. And, again, that would mean that if the Dolphins were able to advance through the play-in game, they would play number 2, Brooklyn College, in the semifinal rounds, and they would have to play the winner of the 1-4 game, most likely, which would be Lehman against Hunter. So, again, we'll wait for the official seedings to come out, both the Lightning and Brooklyn College with 2 losses, the Dolphins with 3, so they're clearly in 3rd place. Hunter will finish in 4th place in the conference, with Baruch not eligible for the conference tournament. Those will be the top 4. Lehman and Brooklyn will go directly into the semifinal round. The Dolphins will be in here in action next Saturday against a to-be-determined opponent at a to-be-determined time.
Absolutely. So meanwhile, for the men, they are comfortably in front, at least for the interim, leading 42-30 here against Lehman. What do the Dolphins have to do here in the second half to secure this lead in, obviously, this game, and a chance to go 16-0 in the conference?
Well, Mike, the Dolphins are a good shooting team, but they're not a 60% shooting team, and they're a good 3-point team, but they're not a 50% shooting 3-point team. So, for the Dolphins, it usually starts with their defense. If you're the Dolphins here, you have a 12-point lead going into the second half. You want to start with the defense and have the defense trigger your offense. And, Dolphins certainly with a 12-point lead in halftime against an explosive Lehman College team, Mike. Still 20 big minutes to play. Still anybody's game. And like I said, if you're the Dolphins, you want to start playing strong defense here in the second half.
Absolutely. Frank Schettino with a big first half. He had 16 points to lead the way. Khalid Baum had 10 points. He's perfect from the field so far, 4 for 4 from the field and 2 for 2 from the free-throw line. Eden Brocic with a pair of threes. He has 6, and Kevion Murphy with 8. Meanwhile, it's been a tough day for Lehman, their top scorer on the year. Blenemy only 1 for 6 from the field and 2 points. Right now, Lehman will start it off here with the possession, as it'll be Mitchell working his way to Marcial. As Marcial goes over to Ute, now back over to Mitchell. Mitchell right now top of the key. 9 on the shot clock right now for Lehman. Clock is running. Marcial working his way inside. 5 on the shot clock, loses possession, and the ball goes out of bounds and will go back the other way to CSI.
Nice play that time by Kevion Murphy, knocking the ball out of bounds, and the Lightning turned the ball over on their first possession of the second half.
Dolphins with their first possession now of the second half. Schettino. Dolphins going from right to left. Passes it off quickly to Brocic. Goes inside to Murphy. Gets hit hard. Falls to the ground.
Yeah, Murphy got clubbed from behind on the play, Mike, and it looked like the inside official was going to call a foul, but the outside official called a traveling violation on Kevion Murphy. So the Dolphins turned the ball over for the first time here in the second half. Their 9th turnover of the game. Each team has turned the ball over to start the second half.
Mitchell trying to do a quick pass inside. He was originally looking there for Marcial, but Marcial wasn't even there. Ends up being a turnover out of bounds back towards the Dolphins.
So the Lightning turned the ball over on both of their possessions here in the second half. They now have 9 turnovers for the game.
They've had a lot of trouble trying to hold on to the basketball in this one today. Going up for the shot was Brocic. Will be a rebound here for Mitchell and for Lehman. Mitchell going into the corner. Finding Hernandez, goes back out to Ute. Ute working his way inside, takes the shot and banks the jump shot in for 2. The first points by either team in the second half. It's 42-32.
So Ute hit his first shot of the first half, hits his first shot of the second half, and makes it a 10-point game.
Roster to Brocic. Brocic goes inside to Murphy. Murphy working his way inside, but a whistle was called, a foul called on the Lehman Lightning.
That time, a nice interior pass by Brocic. He gave the ball to Murphy in a position where he could do some damage, and he was able to draw the foul on Bellamy for the freshman. That will be his 2nd of the game.
And Murphy will miss the first. That was Murphy's first free-throw shot of the game here tonight. On the year, Kevion is a 64% shooter from the free-throw line. Will bank the second. He is 1 for 2, 9 points on the night. 43-32, Dolphins in front. And we're just underway here in the second half here, folks, if you're just joining us. As Hernandez going up for the shot, no good. Dolphins come down with the rebound. Schettino tries to slow things down here. Regroup here offensively, tries to work his way inside, but the shot is waved off. Foul is called.
Yeah, that's going to be a foul on the Lightning. That's going to be before the shot, Mike, as Hernandez will pick up his first. The Lightning with 2 personals here, 2 team fouls, I should say, here in the second half.
So the Lightning with 2 team fouls, a couple of turnovers as well here to start things off in the second half. Schettino behind the back, no-look pass to Baum. And Baum, his shot on the jumper, no good. Rimmed in and out. Mitchell coming back the other way, 3-point shot, and it's going to be good. That's a big 3-pointer there for the Lightning as they now cut it down to an 8-point game.
And the Lightning have outscored the Dolphins 5-1 here in the second half.
7 points for Mitchell now after that 3-pointer. Brocic looking for Murphy. Murphy faking the pass, handoff to Brocic. A little bounce pass inside, but it's stolen away by Lehman, and stolen away by Lehman going up top. It was Bellamy with the steal. Hernandez going up top. He puts it in, finishes it, and will draw the foul. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, the Dolphins careless with the basketball there, Mike. They turn it over, and then Hernandez able to drive it down and get the layup and draw the foul, and that's going to make it a 6-point game as the Lightning continue to outplay the Dolphins here to start this second half.
Hernandez will go to the line and shoot to finish off what could be a 3-point play. And it would make it a 7-point. It would make it a 43-36 lead here for the Dolphins. Steve Schulman's ball club doing a nice job here to start the second half. They have outscored the Dolphins 7-1 here in the second half to start things off. Now a 5-point game. Rossiter works inside of Baum. Baum double teamed. Somehow finds his way out of it. Dribbles his way out of it, going back to Rossiter. Rossiter now back to Schettino. Schettino resets the offense, now goes across to Bracic, three-point shot, hits the rim, no good. Bracic hurries, tips it back to Schettino on the rebound. Rossiter, a three-pointer, yes, he drains it. That's a big possession for CSI.
It really is, Mike, and a great play by Bracic to keep that ball alive and end up with the Rossiter three.
Mitchell goes over to Hernandez. Hernandez thought about three, pulls back, takes the shot inside the paint, falls down, doesn't draw the foul. Utate takes the three-point shot. It rims around and out. Hernandez comes up with it, and he'll go upstairs and he'll finish it off for two and draws another foul. This one on Bracic as he tried to take a swing at the basketball. Must have hit the hand of Hernandez.
Yeah, and the Dolphins allowed the Lightning 3 offensive opportunities on that possession. The Dolphins have been out-rebounded here in the second half, Mike, 6-2, and the Lightning have made it a 6-point game and an opportunity to make the 5.
Foul is instead called on Bracic, his second. Dolphins with 2 personal fouls here in the second half. Hernandez misses the free throw shot, so it's a 6-point game, 46-40, Dolphins in front. Schettino quickly working down court. Goes to Bracic on the corner for 3. No good. Rebound for Mitchell on the errant. 3-point shot by the Dolphins. Foul called on the Dolphins, and that was a reach-in foul, and that will be the 3rd foul on Bracic already. He more than likely will have to check out. We'll call timeout here, and it will be a 30-second timeout. So we'll keep it here, Mike. Dolphins a little sloppy here to start the second half.
Yeah, you know, Mike, the Dolphins led this game by 15 points, 42-27, with 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the first half. But then the Lightning were able to close out the first half very strongly, scoring the last 5 points. And here in the second half, they've been able to outscore the Dolphins as well. And they've been able to take a 15-point lead, and the Dolphins have now been outscored since that time, and the Lightning have been able to cut the lead down to 6.
46-40, Dolphins in front. And Dolphins offense has gone cold here. They've only had only one basket here in this second half.
And the Lightning in the middle of a 13-4 run.
16 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the second half. 21 on the shot clock. Shot by Utate, rims around and falls in for 2. And it's now a 4-point game all of a sudden, Mike. 46-42. Schettino, off-balance shot, falls down hard to the court. Slow to get up, get some help there from Baum. And it will be a blocking foul called on Lehman.
Yeah, the Dolphins with just 4 points, Mike, here through almost 4 minutes of this second half, as the Lightning in the middle of a 17-4 run as they scored the last 5 points of the first half and have outscored the Dolphins 12-4 here in the second half.
Dolphins had a lead, and Mike, you mentioned it earlier, as many as 15 points when it was 42-27. It's now only a 4-point game. Schettino just missed the first free throw shot here. Right now here's second. And he'll make the second one. 1 out of 2, so it's now a 5-point lead for CSI. And Lehman will inbound. Marcial looking in for Utate, finds him, and he'll pass it off to Mitchell to start things off. Mitchell quickly bringing it down court, takes the 3-point shot. Oh, wow! That is clutch right there for Lehman. That's going to be a big 3-pointer. It's now a 3-point lead for the Dolphins.
Yeah, that time he pulled up. Schettino never got out far enough on him, and he was able to bury the 3.
3-point lead for the Dolphins. Lightning on the charge. Rossiter going inside for the jump shot. No good. Taking the rebound on the miss is Mitchell. Mitchell, who just hit a 3. Working here against Schettino. Pushes off on him. No offensive foul called. No whistle call. They pass it inside of Utate, who finishes it off for 2. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-point game. Mike, with 15 minutes to go.
Well, the Dolphins aren't playing well offensively and aren't playing well defensively, and you add both of those things up, Mike, and it turns around the game that the Dolphins led at halftime by 12 points, and in less than 5 minutes, the Dolphins have given away 11 of those 12-point lead.
Rostered inbound here to Schettino. DeQuinto backing up into the corner. Now, as they'll set up the offense here, Murphy takes the pass from Schettino, spins around, takes the shot, no good. Coming out the rebound is Guzman Nieves. Guzman Nieves working quickly down court. Chris tries to go coast to coast, but gets blocked by Baum, and a foul is called. Lehman explodes off their bench. I cannot believe that call, Mike Bebusky.
Yeah, it looked like Baum had gotten there, but the official, I guess, ruled that he didn't get his feet set. So instead, the foul is going to get called actually on DeQuinto. That'll be his first, and the Lightning with an opportunity to take the lead.
I don't see how DeQuinto was in on that play, but that's the call, and it is what it is. First foul on DeQuinto. We're now tied up at 48 as Guzman Nieves hits the free throw shot. An amazing turn of events here, as for the first time in really since it was 2-0, we see Lehman in front.
Then the Lightning actually coming all the way back and sticking their nose in front.
And what a finish there by Baum on the alley-oop. Goes up top for the slam dunk finish, and the Dolphins up by 1.
Nice play by Baum, rebounding Schettino miss and jamming it home.
A big play there by Khalid Baum gives the Dolphins a 1-point lead. Crowd chanting defense, working inside and giving the Lightning the lead again is Mitchell.
Mike, we mentioned the Dolphins needed to come out and play good defense here in the second half, and they've done just the opposite. They have not played good defense. The Lightning are 8 of 12 from the field, and now Murphy comes back with a big basket.
Murphy with 2 more points. He has 11. It's now 52-51, whistle blown.
It's going to be a double technical, Mike,
yep.
I believe, on Baum and
Nieves.
And Nieves as the players are going at it. And Baum is going to come out of the game. Jade Spencer will come in for the Dolphins. Baum walking over towards the Lightning bench. I don't think that's a good idea.
No, not at all.
And he'll come off the game, and Nieves will walk right past him. So Baum coming out of the game, and head coach Tony Petosa and Steven Schulman going over to for an explanation from the officials.
So double technical called, one on Nieves, the other one on Baum. And Tony Petosa letting Baum know he can't do that, put his team in that kind of situation.
And Mike, the Lightning scored 30 points in the first half. They've already scored 21 points in less than 6 minutes here in the second half.
52-51 Dolphins in front, but Lehman will now inbound from midcourt.
Dolphins just 3 of 10 from the field here in the second half.
Been a real turn of events here in the second half as momentum has shifted totally into Lehman's hands. Mitchell behind the back dribble. Passes it out to Nieves on a bounce pass. Nieves working around. Tries to pass it back behind him to Utate. Utate working inside. Works his way inside and draws the foul call. Mike, another really questionable foul inside on the Dolphins.
Yeah, Dolphins trying to play defense inside. Instead, DeQuinto picks up his second personal foul, and the Dolphins and Lehman both with 5 team fouls now, so there'll be a timeout on the floor, Mike.
Back after this, Dolphins up by 1, but Lehman on the charge right here on CSI Sportsnet. All right, so we're back here, folks, coming out of the timeout. Dolphins up by 1. You look at the box score, folks, and you see here in the second half, as we're not even 7 minutes into the second half, and Lehman has already scored 21 points to the 10 for Staten Island, as it's a 1-point game.
Yeah, and you know, Mike, you knew the Dolphins weren't going to be able to put up the shooting percentages they did in that first half, but the big difference here in the second half is the Lehman College team doing a much better job offensively against the Dolphins, getting the ball inside a lot, getting a lot of high percentage shots, 8 of 12 from the field, including 2 of 3 from the three-point line here in the second half.
Tate, who has not had a free throw shot here today, takes his first. He misses. Andrew Tate, that is a 75% free throw shooter this year. And he misses both. That's 2 huge missed free throw opportunities for Lehman. Chatino takes the rebound, and now will bring it down court here for CSI. Passes it off to DeCunto. DeCunto over to Christian Taylor. Back over to DeCunto. And that's going to be an offensive charge. Should be an offensive charge on Murphy, but instead it'll be a blocking foul, I believe, on Nieves.
Yeah, instead it's going to be a foul called on Marcel. I think he's going to pick up his third. Both teams with 6 personals already here in the second half. So Dolphins get away with one. They'll keep possession here. Taylor going over to Chatino. Chatino working around Marcel and Hernandez, working his way inside and also around Nieves as well, and somehow puts it up and in for 2. He now has 20 points. Mitchell working his way inside, gets stripped of the basketball. DeCunto comes out with it, passes it off this time to Chatino. Dolphins quickly working down court. Taylor has it, he loses it, and Chatino comes out with it. Chatino puts it up, popped up in the air. Is the basketball taken away by Hernandez and Lehman. And a charge called, jump ball called, and that will be possession arrow towards CSI. Beautiful defensive play that time by DeCunto to get back defensively off of the Chatino turnover and get the jump ball possession for the Dolphins.
12:45 to go here in regulation. Dolphins up by 3. Both teams with 6 fouls in the second half. Right now, double teamed is Murphy. He has to get rid of it. Does. Across court here to DeCunto. Goes back to Chatino in the corner. Chatino working around. Taylor wide open for 3. Yeah! That's how you finish a 3-point play. Wide open Christian Taylor for 3.
Big basket there by Taylor. His first basket, second basket for the Dolphins. 9th assist for Chatino.
57-51. Dolphins in front. Guzman Nieves working against Jade Spencer, hands it off this time to Tate. Tate bounce pass inside to Nieves. Nieves spins around and has it blocked out of his hands by Murphy, but a whistle is blown. And again, another very questionable call inside against the Dolphins, Michael.
Yeah, you know, I thought that that time Guzman Nieves came very close to traveling on the play. Instead, the foul's going to get called on Kavan Murphy. That's going to be his 3rd.
Guzman Nieves with the free throw shot. It's good, and that's be 4 points for him.
And that's a big turnaround in the game now, as the Dolphins thought they might come away with possession. Instead, the Lightning with an opportunity to make it a 4-point game as Khalid Baum checks in for Kavan Murphy.
And that will be good again for Guzman Nieves. He's 2 for 2 at the line on that series of free throws. 57-53, Dolphins in front by 4. It's been an exciting second half. Although, remember, the Dolphins at one point in this game were up by 15. A little over 2 minutes to go before the halftime. It's been a totally different game in the second half. Chatino for 3. Put in the books. Yes! 3-pointer for Chatino. 60-53 Dolphins.
Chatino now with 23 points on 7 of 13 shooting.
23 points for Frank Chatino. Mitchell answers it. And tit for tat, if you will, of 3-pointers. Anything you can do, I can do better, if you will, as both of them go back-to-back for 3-pointers. Spencer going up top for 2, puts it in and drops it through.
First a big answer for Lehman, and then a nice reply as we're going to have a double foul called Chatino.
And Mitchell better be careful because he may get a technical foul if he's not careful. He keeps barking at the officials.
That's the second double foul, Mike, here in the second half.
And Mitchell still upset. Lehman will inbound, however. That will be Hernandez going over to Mitchell. And a turnover called, and another foul, this time on Lehman.
Yeah, it's going to be on Krasnicki, Mike. That's going to be a moving screen violation, an offensive foul, and the Dolphins will inbound the basketball.
So Lightning losing a little composure there in that last possession. And then a moving screen foul does not help them at all. Turns it back over to the Dolphins. Schettino working inside. Finds Spencer all alone for two. 64-56 Dolphins out in front.
Sorry, Mike, double-double for Schettino now. 23 points, 10 assists.
Guzman Nieves working inside, no good. Right now, nice assist there by Schettino. Going up top is DeCunto. And they will finish it off for two, and that'll be another assist for Schettino. Wow.
And Schettino also grabbed the rebound, his seventh. He's now just 3 rebounds away from his 4th triple-double of the year.
Big run here for the Dolphins. They're up by 10 once again. We'll keep it here. And, Mike, quickly your thoughts on what the Dolphins have been able to do here lately as they are now on. Let me pull up the run.
Well, you know, Mike, it was a nice job by the Dolphins. Lehman was able to come all the way back, stick their nose in front twice, 49-48 and 50-51. But then the Dolphins went on a 7-0 run. Lehman responded with a couple of points, but overall, the Dolphins are in the middle of a 13-6 run, and they've opened the lead back up to 10. 66-56 with 10:24 remaining. Once again, Mike Schettino, the story, 23 points. He already has 11 assists. He already has 7 rebounds as he looks to close in on another triple-double.
Absolutely. The Dolphins shooting at 55% for the game overall. They have, in this second half, have shot at 50%. Remember, Lehman, though, is shooting at 60% here in the second half after shooting only 33% in the first half. So still a close game, still a game that could go either way, but right now the Dolphins up by 10, 66-56.
And, of course, Mike, the Dolphins looking to go undefeated in the regular season. Their last undefeated season was the 83-84 season. That was the team that went 16-0 in the regular season, Mike, 28-3 overall, but lost in the finals to York College. And Dolphins certainly looking to not do that here this year.
The 13-14 team.
Yes.
Yep. But, yeah, that's what the Dolphins are trying to do. And on an 8-3 run, or is CSI, as right now Mitchell with the basketball, working right now top of the key here against DeCunto. Passes it off this time to Pasquale. Pasquale gives it off to Hernandez. Hernandez working inside, takes the shot against Christian Taylor, and he's able to bank it through for 2 points. 14 points now for Hernandez.
As Baum steps on the end line and turns the ball over, but Hernandez doing a great job, Mike, really helped keeping the Lightning in the game and making it an 8-point game midway through the second half.
9:52 to go here in regulation. 66-58 Dolphins. Hernandez, he answers it with 3 points himself. It's now a 5-point game, and Lehman just continues to find ways to get back into it after an 8-3 run by the Dolphins. 5-0 run here for Lehman College. Taylor gives it off to DeCunto. DeCunto over to Schettino. Schettino working top of the key, works his way outside, tries to pass it out with no look pass to DeCunto, but it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, so Schettino will turn the ball over for the 4th time tonight, Mike. The Dolphins have 12 turnovers, and it'll be Lightning basketball.
Lightning only down 5, folks. Was 10 just a couple of moments ago. Lehman in the middle of a 5-0 run, trying to add to it. Hernandez, no-look pass to Nieves, but a foul is called. Whistle is called.
He stepped on the end line, Mike, so it'll be Dolphin ball off of the turnover, although Hernandez does not like the call.
And that will go down as the 6th turnover of the second half here for Lehman. 9 minutes to go here in the second half. Schettino bringing it down court. Spencer setting up the screen. They go inside to Baum, who finishes it off nicely for 2 points. And Baum with 14 points himself. And the two seniors having a good day so far, Mike, combining for 37 points.
Yeah, Baum, 6 of 7 shooting for those 14 points.
Right now be Pasquale taking out of the corner, goes to Hernandez. Hernandez right now matched up with Shatina, wants some help. Trying to call up Mitchell. Mitchell comes up. DeCunto fell down. Frees up Mitchell a little bit as he tries to pass it off, bounces it off Shatino's leg. Shot no good for Lehman College, and Shatino, after taking the ball off of his shin, somehow comes up with it. And he'll bring it down court for the Dolphins. Just a little kiss on the floater. It's no good. Tried to rebound his own miss, unable to. Mitchell saying it should go back towards Lehman, and it will.
Yeah, that time Shatino drove the ball down the lane, but kind of forced up a little bit of a rushed one-handed shot. Couldn't get it to fall. Was able to get his hand on the rebound, but not make a play on the ball. So it's Lightning ball down 7 as we approach 8 minutes remaining in the second half.
Mitchell. Directing traffic right now. Setting up the offense. Goes back out towards Utate. Utate initially in the corner, comes back up top, going over to Hernandez. 3-point shot, no good. Rebound for the Dolphins. Shatino comes off with a rebound. An assist here possibly to Taylor. Taylor trying to finish off, can't. Rebound here for Lehman. Mitchell coming up with it. Passes it off, quick no-look pass over to Hernandez. Somehow Hernandez comes up with the miss and puts it back in for 2.
Yeah, it's a big turnaround there, Mike. The Dolphins had an opportunity to open the lead to 9. Instead, the Lightning closed the game right back down to 5.
Milo Mitchell with a heck of a second half. He is 7 out of 17 from the floor overall today, 19 points to lead Lehman. Foul called inside, and it'll be against Lehman College. Might be against Hernandez, we'll see. And it is his 3rd foul, and Shatino will go to the line.
Yeah, another great play by Shatino to lay that one up and in, Mike. He's got 25 points, 12 assists, 8 rebounds already, and now we'll have a timeout on the floor.
Full timeout. You're listening to the voice of CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com. And we're back here, folks, at the CSI Sports and Recreation Center. You're listening to the voice of CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, here on CSIDolphins.com. I'm Michael Cohen, along with Mike Babusky. Dolphins on top 70-63.
Yeah, Mike, the Dolphins got off to a slow start shooting in the second half, and the Lightning were able to come back and stick their nose in front a couple of times, but Dolphins did a nice job of stabilizing the game. Frankie Shatino was heated up a little bit. Khalid Baum and Kevon Murphy both having very efficient games for the Dolphins, and now an opportunity for Shatino to extend this Dolphin lead.
Shatino 7 out of 9 from the free-throw line, making it now 8 out of 10. By the way, the next rebound for Frank Shatino will be his 10th, and then he will have a triple-double again.
That would be his 4th triple-double of the year.
71-63 in favor of the Dolphins, as Utate thought he may have traveled, but no whistle. Going over to Mitchell, working his way around the corner. Going back to Hernandez, no-look pass inside to Marcel, loses possession of it. Baum and then DeCunto come out with it. Pass it off to Shatino. Shatino trying to settle things down, saying, calm down, let's just think this out as we've got 23 seconds on the clock. Goes over to DeCunto for 3. And it'll be no good. Rebound here, tipped around and picked up by Utate. Utate Backwards pass over to Mitchell. Loses handle of it initially, picks it up, three-point shot, hits the rim, in and out. Picked up by Marcel, and he kisses it through for the little soft layup as it goes through for 2 points.
Yeah, Lehman doing a nice job rebounding in the second half, out-rebounding the Dolphins 14-10 and making it a 6-point game.
Schettino loses balance, passes it off to Taylor. Taylor goes back to DeCunto, then eventually back to Schettino. Schettino using a stiff arm to get around Bellamy, and he hits a long three-point shot, and it will go down as, I believe, 2, so long 2 instead. Crowd thought it was a 3, but it's only 2, 73-65. Now 28 points for Schettino. Dolphins on top big, right now, at least at the moment anyway, by 8. And a foul called just before the shot was taken, and as that will be whistle blown against the Dolphins, and Hernandez will go to the line to shoot. Second foul against Christian Taylor.
Then Hernandez will go to the free throw line, Mike. A big 1-and-1 for the Lightning.
Yeah, very important 1-on-1 right now. Taylor, or Hernandez, I should say, 4 out of 5 from the free throw line. He now makes it 5 out of 6. He'll shoot again.
Big basket there, hitting the front end of the 1-and-1. The Lightning now 13 of 17 from the line here tonight. As Bracic comes in, and he'll replace Christian Taylor.
73-66. And the 1-on-1, back end of the 1-on-1 is good, so both free throws good for Hernandez. He is cut it down to a 6-point game, 73-67 with 5.5 to go. Schettino at the point, bringing it up court. Going for the DeCunto. Schettino working around the double team, goes off to Spencer. Now over to Baum. Baum hits DeCunto underneath on the baseline. DeCunto brings it out, kicks it back out to Bracic. Bracic nice behind the backhand dribble, passes it off to DeCunto. Takes the shot, no good. Rebound here for Baum. And Baum eventually somehow ends up getting the basketball over to DeCunto. Schettino now with the basketball, 20 on the shot clock for the Dolphins, and now under 5 minutes to go in the game. And the clock right now the best friend here for the Dolphins more than anything else. Schettino for 3, no good, gets his own rebound on the miss. And another new shot clock for CSI, and again, more clock runs off here, Michael.
Yeah, and that's going to be the 10th rebound for Schettino, so he has his 4th triple-double of the year. 4th
triple-double of the year for Frank Schettino on senior night here at the Sports and Recreation Center. And a pass way outside out of bounds, and he was looking for DeCunto there. Maybe actually he was looking for Spencer.
Yeah,
too hard on the throw.
Sorry, Mike, and that's going to be his 5th turnover of the game. And, you know, Vinny DeCunto had a couple of wide-open three-pointers that could have really broken this game open into double-digit territory. Unfortunately, wasn't able to hit them, so the Lightning still right in this game.
Hernandez trying to go up top for a layup, and he eventually gets it off after rebounding his own miss. Able to get 2. He now has 23, does Hernandez. He has had a big day for Lehman, has kept them in this ball game.
Yeah, and the Lightning now outscoring the Dolphins, Mike, 18-9 in second chance points, and that's been the difference, especially here in the second half, as the Dolphins continue to allow Lehman second chance opportunities, and the Lightning have now been able to close it to 4.
Another full timeout. We'll be back right here on CSI Sportsnet. And we are back, folks, right here on your home for CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com. Dolphins holding to a 4-point lead, 73-69, as Lehman College right now on a 4-0 run to cut it down to just this 4-point lead.
Yeah, and Mike, the Dolphins had a couple of opportunities. Vinny DeCunto had 2 wide-open three-pointers right from his spot in the corner. He couldn't hit either one of them. He had opportunities to open this Dolphin lead to 11 and 10, but unfortunately couldn't hit any of the shots, and the Lightning on a 4-0, 6-2 run to make it a 4-point game as we head into crunch time.
Under 4 minutes to go here, folks. 3:52 to go to be exact. Bracic took the pass from Schettino. Kicks it back out to DeCunto. DeCunto near midcourt now brings it up towards the top of the key. Schettino back over to DeCunto for 3, and that'll be no good. Just a little bit short. Lehman comes up with it. Going coast to coast, Marcial loses handle of it. DeCunto's try to strip him. Ends up flying out of bounds with the basketball, so it will more than likely be possession back towards Lehman.
Yeah, it definitely will be, Mike, as Jade Spencer checks out and Kevon Murphy checks in, but Vinny DeCunto misses another wide-open three-pointer, now 0 for 3 going down the stretch.
Tate back over to Hernandez. Hernandez spins around. Bracic had him totally baffled. Bracic wanted the offensive foul called. He thought he got hit in the jaw. Instead, the shot is good. It's now a 2-point game. Now 25 for Hernandez. It's 73-71.
Yeah, he did get hit in the jaw, Mike, but basketball is a physical game and no foul called.
Schettino trying to work his way inside, still looking for 30 points. He loses handle of it. Hernandez coming back the other way, finishes it off for 2, and we're tied up again at 73 apiece.
Yeah, more bad basketball for the Dolphins, Mike, as Frankie Schettino turns the ball over once again, and the Lightning have come all the way back once again to tie this game up.
Schettino, DeCunto, and then Bracic. Bracic passing it off inside to Baum. Foul called inside, and the shot will be waved off, but the Dolphins will go to the line.
Yeah, but, Mike, that sure looked like a continuation play. That basket almost always counts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what the official could possibly be thinking. Baum was clearly in the act of shooting, going down the lane and laying it up and in. Instead of an opportunity for a three-point play now, Mike, Baum will have to earn it the hard way, shooting 2 from the free throw line for the Dolphins.
Baum with 14 points so far today. He is 2 for 2 from the free-throw line. Make that 3 for 3. And the Dolphins back in front now, 74-73. 2 minutes and 41 seconds to go here in regulation. Lightning now with 10 fouls, and CSI with 9 against them. Second free-throw shot, no good. Rebound here for the Lightning. 2:35 to go here on CSI Sportsnet. Hernandez, who's had a tremendous evening today, he's had 27 points, most of those coming here in the second half. He thinks about going for 3, works his way inside, puts up the shot, no good. Rebound here for the Dolphins. DeCunto comes out with it. Here comes Schettino, coast to coast, puts it up, 2 points. And 30 points for Frank Schettino as time is called for Frank Schettino, Mike. That is the 3rd time this year he has scored 30 points in the game. He had 43 points against CCNY on January 20th, 33 against Baruch on January 25th, and now 30 tonight here against Lehman College.
Yeah, he's played really well, Mike, for the CSI Dolphins, but a player who's played very well for the Lightning, who you just mentioned, Mike, is Luis Hernandez. Hernandez had 7 points at halftime on 2 of 7 shooting, and here in the second half he's really exploded and has scored 20 of his 27 points to keep the Lightning right in the game. The Lightning doing a nice job out-rebounding the Dolphins here 17-14, but like you mentioned, Frankie Schettino with another big basket to put the Dolphins up by 3. Still a 1-possession game with just 2 minutes and 11 seconds remaining here in the second half.
And really, when you look at all the points and how they've come about, really it's been pretty close. Points in the paint, 38-36, edge Lehman. Points off turnovers, Lehman with the edge, 18-11. But the one that stands out for me is second chance points, and Lehman has the edge, 18-9. So that's something to watch here as we come down a stretch here in the last 2:11.
Yeah, Mike, that's really been one of the keys of the game for the Lightning here in the second half. has been their second chance points.
So Mitchell will start things off here for Lehman. They are down 3. Mitchell, we know, can hit the three-pointer. They work inside, this time to Utate. Utate finishes it off for 2. It makes it a 1-point deficit, 76-75. That's 10 now for Utate on the night.
Utate able to get in the lane pretty easily on that play for the Lightning.
Boy, if these two teams see each other again in a couple weeks at some point in the postseason, this will be a heck of a matchup. It's a heck of a matchup right now. Schettino working against Mitchell. Schettino works his way inside, passes it off to DeCunto, now takes the pass back from DeCunto. And a very awkward pass. I don't know if he was trying to shoot or pass. Either way, it was a turnover, but the Dolphins somehow end up with the basketball again and a new shot clock. We'll see if Lehman, I don't think they're going to try to foul here with 1:18 to go, but you never know. They're going to try to strip the ball first. And Schettino he was trying to call time.
He did, but
but
I think the foul got called first as head coach Steve Schulman flipping out on the sidelines, and very fortunate not to draw the technical foul on the play.
Wait, now they're saying that. Now the discussion here with Petosa and Schettino saying that he was grabbed on the arm. Petosa trying to make that argument as well. Maybe they're saying that the timeout was called.
Yeah, I think you're right, Mike. I think that, boy, oh boy.
They're saying the timeout was called.
Wow. The official was right on top of the play, and he called a foul on the play. Instead, the Dolphins will get to maintain possession with 18 seconds on the shot clock, 1:14 seconds remaining in the game. Very strange call as head coach Tony Petosa not very happy, and I don't know how head coach Steve Schulman didn't draw a technical foul for that outburst along the sidelines, and instead, not only did he draw a technical foul, but his behavior seemed to have resulted in a change of the call. So instead of a 2-shot foul for the Dolphins, they will instead have to inbound with 1:14 remaining here in the second half.
I've seen stuff like that before, but on the baseball field where the Cuban national team took their entire team off the field after a home run, and the officials decided to call a home run a foul ball. But that's another sport, another day. But right now, Dolphins with the basketball, 18 seconds on the shot clock, with a lead of 1 point, 76-75, 1:14 to go. And what looked like initially like a foul on Schettino was called a timeout. Schettino did call timeout at the same time. Regardless, Dolphins get the ball back with 14 on the shot. Schettino with the basketball right now in his hands. And he'll take the shot. Jump shot, no good. Rebound here for Bellamy and for Lehman. And with 58 seconds to go in regulation, and a chance for the Lightning to nose their way back into the lead here, Mike.
Yeah, that would be the third time here in the second half.
Mitchell for 3, hits the rim, no good. Rebound, Bellamy takes the shot, no good. Rebound for Baum. Lehman needs to foul, they don't yet. And they still have not fouled as Baum passes it off to Boracic. I'm surprised. And now
it's going to be a foul.
Is called.
Yeah, it's going to be a foul away from the ball on Mitchell. And, Mike,
they let so much time come off the clock.
Yeah, Mike, but they really didn't have to foul. They were only down by a single point, and they would have gotten the ball back with about 14 or 15 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Instead, not the worst thing in the world, Mike, to send Schettino to the line, force him to make 3 throws, and you still have 34 seconds remaining.
And also makes sense you don't want to foul Baum because Baum has been one of the more consistent free-throw shooters all season. Schettino does hit the first of 2.
He's now 9 of 11 from the free throw line. He has 31 points for the Dolphins.
77-75. That was also a big miss for Lehman on the other end. They had a couple opportunities at the basket, were unable to convert. Right now, Schettino misses the second. Timeout is called here for Lehman, down 2 with 27.9 to go. And let's keep it here, Mike. What would be the strategy here for Staten Island in trying to defend this?
Well, Mike, there's 24 seconds on the shot clock. There's 27.9 seconds remaining on the game clock. So if the Dolphins can force the Lightning to shoot it and they can either hit the shot or grab the rebound, the Dolphins should have the final possession of the game. But, once again, Mike, an opportunity for the Dolphins to make it a 3-point game. But unfortunately, Frankie Schettino was not able to hit both of his free throws. He split the pair, 1 of 2 on the offensive end. The last possession for the Lightning. The Lightning had 2 opportunities. Once again, another second chance opportunity, but they were not able to convert. So 27.9 seconds remaining. Dolphins leading by 2. Dolphins looking to end the regular season undefeated regardless of the outcome of tonight's game. They finished with the number 1 seed. The Lightning came into tonight's game tied with CCNY for second place. We know that CCNY already beat Hunter by a single point. The Lightning trying to stay even with them. Both CCNY and Lehman with 1 game remaining. Lehman will play Hunter College in a very tough game. CCNY will go in as a little bit of a stronger favorite against Medgar Evers, but still 2 toss-up games. But for the Lightning, they're trying to keep pace with CCNY, trailing by 2 with 27.9 seconds remaining.
Been a fantastic game so far tonight, folks. 77-75, CSI in front. Tate inbounds it over to Hernandez, who has had a tremendous night for the Lehmann Lightning. Hernandez looking for an open man. He finds Tate working his way around the perimeter. Going back over to Mitchell. Mitchell almost lost the handle of it, has to make a decision quick. Passes it inside quickly to Tate. He loses the ball as it bounced off his body, and Schettino comes up with it. Draws the foul with 7 seconds to go, and the Dolphins have a chance, Michael, to possibly ice this game right now at the free-throw line.
Yeah, that's going to be the 8th turnover for Lehman here in this second half, and it's a huge one as they had an opportunity to tie or take the lead with that possession. Instead, Frankie Schettino's going to go to the free-throw line, an opportunity to make it a 2-possession game. He's 9 of 12 from the line here tonight.
And the first one is a miss.
So he's now missed his last 2 free throws, Mike. The Dolphins had a couple of opportunities to get this to be a 2-possession game, and they are unable to hit the free throws down the stretch.
Second free throw for Schettino is going to be in, so Lehman all they can do right now is tie with 7 seconds and counting.
Dolphins could foul, and they do.
And a good job by the Dolphins as they do foul. And with 3.8 seconds to go, the Dolphins will try to guard against the 3-point shot, obviously.
Yeah, well, Mike, they're going to have to go. Lehman is going to have to go to the free throw line here because the Dolphins are over the limit. I believe that's going to be the 10th team foul on the Dolphins, if I'm not mistaken. And if it is, it'll be a 2-shot foul, but the Lightning are down by 3. So with 3.8 seconds remaining, I think, Mike, if you're the Lightning here, you want to hit the first, try to miss the second,
and get the rebound.
Try to get the rebound, and you've been doing a nice job rebounding the basketball here in the second half with just 3.8 seconds remaining in the game.
So Lehman will go to the line to shoot. Strategy is to make one and then intentionally miss the second, get the rebound, and have a chance to either tie, if not even take the lead. So right now they're actually inbound from the sideline instead, so they'll need to hit 3, and a foul called again with 1 second. Good job by Schettino as he puts up a thumbs up, and he'll put Mitchell to the line in a situation where he must get one and then intentionally miss and hope his team can rebound it.
Yeah.
Really a very important foul right there for CSI.
Yeah, Mike, and with just 1 second remaining, he's going to have to hit the first and miss the second for the Lightning to have any chance, and he does so.
Yep.
And with 1 second remaining, he's got to miss the second, and the Lightning have got to get the rebound and put up the shot within 1 second.
So for Mitchell, that is now 16 points. He is 3 for 3 at the free throw line, and he's going to want to be 3 for 4, obviously.
Yeah, so the Lightning were able to get the ball to the basket, and they will go to the free throw line. A good play defensively by the Dolphins, Mike, to commit that foul, and really it's going to be a very challenging play. Lightning have to do 2 things perfectly. They have to hit the free throw, miss the second free throw, grab the rebound, and put the ball in the basket in 1 second. That's the only way the Lightning can come back and tie this game.
And it's a lot to do in 1 second. Dolphins will have to press here against the rebound. Here comes the free throw, the miss, the rebound, the putback, and it's no good. That was so close, Michael, as Bellamy tried to go with the putback. He almost had it. Instead, it hit the rim and bounced out, and the Dolphins hold on and win 78-76. A thriller here at the CSI Sports and Recreation Center, and the Dolphins finished the regular season in the Kuniak at 16-0.
Yeah, Mike, the Dolphins were very fortunate once again they were not able to secure the rebound, and the Lightning, who outscored the Dolphins 18-9 in second chance points, had a great opportunity to tie up the game. That basket would have counted, Mike, if it went in, but fortunately for the Dolphins, it did not, as the Dolphins finished the regular season winning their last 13 in a row, go undefeated in Kuniak Conference play for the second time since the 2013-2014 season, and the Dolphins will advance as the #1 seed in the Kuniak men's tournament as they defeat Lehman College by a final score of 78-76.
And they will be the #1 team in that tournament, and that will begin on February 22nd. That will be at CCNY, and all the Dolphins have to do is obviously win that semifinal game, and they will advance to the championship game 2 days later on February 24th. Dolphins, though, finished 10-1 at home, so it's always nice for the seniors and the 3 seniors here in DeCunto, Chatino, and Baum to finish with a 10-1 mark at home this year. Before we go, Mike, 32 points for Frank Chatino. He had a triple-double, his 4th of the year. Your thoughts on his night tonight?
Well, why don't you get the thoughts right from the man himself as Frankie Chatino comes over and joins.
All right. Frank Chatino joining us here on the post-game show. Frank, very quickly, as you got to get that headset on there. There you go. Here, just get that microphone down there. There you go. Frank, 32 points today, your 4th triple-double of the year.
Oh, I got
your
it.
thoughts?
Nice. This was a tough game for us. Lehman's really, really good, second team in the conference. I mean, we just had to play until the last second. Thank God we got this win.
You guys right now finish on a 13-game winning streak in the regular season. You go 16-0 rather in the conference. What does that mean for you guys to be 16-0 in conference?
This was very important. We didn't want to lose the last game going into the playoffs. Undefeated season, great for the seniors, great for the coach. Now we just got to bring it home the championship.
This was a tight game all the way through, and you guys were up big going into the half, up by 12. You end up winning by only 2 points with a shot not going in at the buzzer. What does this kind of game against this kind of opponent do to get you tested and ready for the tournament?
This actually is a good test for us going into the playoffs. We might see them again in the championship, so we'll make sure that we're ready.
All right. Your thoughts on senior night, this being your last home game?
The crowd came out big tonight. Everybody came out big. Every single player played their heart out, and we came up and we got the win.
And last question, what does it mean for the other 2 seniors as well?
Yeah, Kalik and Vinny, they played their heart out tonight. Shout out to them.
All right, thanks a lot, man.
You got it. Thanks, Mike.
All right, so Mike Babusky will rejoin us with a rather sweaty headset. There you go, Mike. Your thoughts here on the post-game show?
Well, it was really a great regular season for the CSI Dolphins, Mike. They came into this season, a lot of big changes from the team last year. A lot of the players that have been so prominent in CSI men's basketball graduated, and the team really got totally turned over to Frankie Chatino. And, the Dolphins, what can you say? They came out and they struggled early in the regular season, but like we said, went undefeated in Kuniak Conference play, finished the regular season with 13 wins in a row, and go into the Kuniak tournament with a lot of momentum.
A lot of momentum. A 78-76 win here. 16-0 in conference, finishing 10-1 at home. Folks, it's been a pleasure to bring you basketball here today, our doubleheader. Lehman, the women took the first game today, a 79-75 win over the Staten Island Lady Dolphins, as the Lady Dolphins will be the 3 seed in the Kuniak tournament. Meanwhile, your men's basketball team here at CSI will be the 1 seed going into the Kuniak tournament. For our cast and crew here, for Mike Babusky, I'm Michael Cohen. I want to thank you all for tuning in and listening here on this Friday night. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk to you next time here on your home for everything CSI Sports, CSI Sportsnet, CSIDolphins.com. Talk to you next time.